This is Jed McKay, and you're listening to Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast.
Yes, welcome back, loony listeners. You are listening to Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast. You're here with both of your high priests of Khonshu. Rebecca, how you going?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Rebecca and Ray, the two R's, coming back at you for another episode, another blessed gift, Rebecca, a new issue we've kind of looked at. Well, you will see. Podcasters, listeners, we will have covered some older ones. We did the annual, which was kind of recentish, but yeah, we've still got a steady stream of newish content. So Rebecca and I are doing What If Galactus Transformed Moon Knight, which would be pretty fun. Rebecca, I just only found out at the end of that issue that there was a whole series of them, right? Whole series.
Yeah. There's a bunch of them. Yeah.
Any of the other ones pique your interest, or?
It's one of those ones that I'll probably go back and check on Marvel Unlimited or see if they come out as a trade. I mean, it's a pretty fun concept.
Yeah. So, for those of you that don't know, apart from this one where Galactus transforms Moon Knight, there's a whole series of what ifs where Galactus transforms other heroes. So, we have him transforming Hulk, I believe from memory, Gambit, Rogue, and I think Spider-Gwen. So
it's an odd mix. It's kind of fun, odd mix. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it. After I read this, I thought, oh, okay, well, yeah, definitely we'll look into the others, whether or not it's trade or whatever. It'll be pretty cool. But before we dive straight into that, Rebecca, how you been going? What's been happening over the last week or so?
Work. It's a very busy month for me. Busy time.
Yeah.
So. It's like all in. Everyone's head down, sort of churning things out.
Oh gosh! And how are the other high priests though that curl up and
They're good. Ruby's left me. She's doing this thing where she has these sort of, she spends a month only sleeping in one place. She's like Goldilocks, and then she finds somewhere else in the house and she sleeps there for a month. And then so last month we had her in my bed, in my like workroom, which is why we got to see her on the podcast. And she's now in another room. And one month she just slept on the banister, like on the banister. So she's it's odd but kind of cute. And Ozzy he's taken his place on the bed again. So he's
lovely.
He's
If
quite
we're
happy,
lucky,
yeah.
If we're lucky, for those of you that are looking at the video, we might get a glimpse.
We might, if he gets
Ozzy.
if he feels the need to show himself. He does occasionally towards the end, usually, when he's time for food now.
I tend to keep the other high priest here, flipping mace, outside of the room because
you have more delicate equipment than I do.
Well, yeah, maybe there's that, but Mace is very vocal, so there's no amount of editing would be able to take him out. No, I just take him out altogether. But cool. Over here as well, nothing much. Returning to work, and it's a little bit boring.
I forgot you'd had that. Yeah.
Yeah, so kind of easing into it. Luckily, nothing too hardcore, but this year will be interesting. I'll be a lot of work, budget cuts for what I do, but we'll see how we go. But
sucky. Yeah, well, my company got acquired, so we're waiting to see what impact that's going to have.
Oh gosh, that would make would that be making a lot of people nervous?
Yeah, I think so. I don't really care because I'm heading towards retirement.
No, yeah.
Slowly, I should say, but I'm at the point where if anything happens, it happens. Like there's not much I can do. So
yeah, and I mean, don't want to bog down the listeners with too much of our work details and stuff. Comic book reading wise, Rebecca, anything interesting or anything you've watched
I am
recently?
literally doing nothing. I'm barely reading anything. I'm reading these because we have these,
Yes.
which is nice. But yeah, I'm not really. I'm
Okay.
work, sleep, eat. Is
No.
the-
You make sure they kind of break that rhythm every now and again. Yeah.
eventually, you know.
Well, coming soon. There'll be a nice little break coming, so that's good. Yeah, I've been more into because I've got back into Marvel Unlimited. I stopped a long while, so I got back into it. And full credit, it picks up exactly where I left off. I don't know, ages ago. So it has all this stuff recorded, like in the library. Anyway, so I was just, I don't know, it was a little bit of cleanup. I like doing that sometimes. So I was organizing. In Marvel Unlimited, you've got continue reading.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
not like a whole heap because I start some stuff and then I read a couple of issues of that series and then I jump onto something else. So yeah, just been spending time cleaning up my Marvel Unlimited app.
Yeah, I really, really have to do it at some point. Go back and like this. I want to read Fantastic Four. Is like number one priority. So
Yeah.
see if we can do that.
Oh yeah, and there are a few things I've got kind of tagged. There's the oh my gosh, I don't think it was Jodie Hauser. It was someone else. Can't remember her name, but she did the latest. She did the X Factor during the Hickman era of mutants.
All right,
I
nice.
want to read that one. That would be good. Plus, maybe a little bit more X Force and actually dip into Hickman's X-Men stuff because I kind of actively avoided that while it was out, and since it's over, I might as well just give it a go. So yeah, that's on my list at the moment. But yeah. A little bit of Scarlet Spider as well. So a little
Nice.
quick spectacle. Last Tuesday of this month, I'm on the Capes and Lunatics Network. That was a fun chat with Phil and Justin.
Nice.
Yeah, we do Peter David's Ben Reilly's Scarlet Spider. We
Mm.
covered issues 4 and 5. So yeah, very, very good. Very good stuff. Anyway, Rebecca, shall we dive into this? It's a Moonshine. It is a new issue. So
It's exciting. Yeah, let's do it.
yes, as mentioned, we've got that. Let me just put that up on my screen as well so I can see it.
Yeah, get it as well.
Yeah, what if Galactus transformed Moon Knight? Now, this is a pretty cool concept, Rebecca, right? When they first announced it and they showed almost a Quasar-esque, a cosmic like background to Moon Knight's cape, and I thought, oh, this is pretty cool. We'll see how we go.
Always going to be one of the favorite costumes, right? It was beautiful.
Yeah. But so we have, what if transformed Moon Knight? The cover is, I'll get to the credits when we get to it, but the cover is basically Galactus hovering in the background, Moon Knight as the transformed herald of Galactus with his cosmic power, just kind of soaring through the cosmos or towards us. Pretty good cover.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, I like the Moon Knight's awesome. The Galactus looks a bit weird. It looks a bit like chunky.
It was funny. It isn't because it says we've got the creators up on the corner there: Segura, Eaton, Campana, Smith, Poggi, and Rosenberg. But it reminded me a lot of like Ron Lim, Silver Surfer, straight away. So I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. So yeah. Now, so mind, Rebecca, I'll just read it at the top here. Sorry, for people that are listening to the podcast, we do have visuals. Check out the video if you can. There's a link in the show notes. Otherwise, yeah, we'll try to describe everything as best we can. The blurb at the top here says, requiring the life energy found in planets for sustenance, the cosmic being known as Galactus, the devourer of worlds, travels the cosmos, consuming planets. Galactus has always utilized heralds to do his bidding, imbuing them with the power cosmic. Mercenary Mark Spectre died and was reborn in the shadow of Khonshu, the Egyptian god of the moon. Spectre became Moon Knight, the fist of Khonshu, to fight evil. Moon Knight has never served as a herald of Galactus, but what if Galactus transformed Moon Knight? And Rebecca, have you got the credits there?
I do. Do you want me to go through them?
Yeah.
Alex Segura, writer. Scot Eaton and Chris Campana, pencilers. Cam Smith and Roberto Poggi, I assume. Inkers. Rachelle Rosenberg, color artist. VC's Clayton Cowles, letterer. Ron Lim and Israel Silver, cover artist. There you go.
Well, he is a cover. He is the artist. Okay, fair enough.
And the variants were done by Iban Coelho and Yen Nitro, Philip Tan and Rain Barredo, Ron Lim and Israel Silva. Martin Biro, editor, Tom Braver, exec, and we don't care about the other ones.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind actually seeing the Philip Tan.
Variants.
Yeah, the variant, and Iban Coelho as well is very good. So, so that is, and it's got here as well. Galactus created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. I'm looking forward to Galactus in the Fantastic Four movie, Rebecca. I think that will be quite an interesting.
It's going to be interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we have one of the characters who's going to Frankie Ray, right? Is the Silver Surfer we're getting?
Oh, is she Frankie Ray? Like, is it character? No. I think it's
oh no, she's not. She's the
wife of Nora Rab. Yeah, I can't remember her name.
Is she?
Yeah,
she is. Yeah.
And so everyone's speculating it's an alternate universe, obviously Silver Surfer. Because so yeah, I'm looking for. Considering what we got as Galactus in the old Fantastic Four, the older Fantastic Four movie, which a lot of people didn't mind. I didn't mind too much, but I just would have loved to see the big oaf, you know.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not the greatest thing, but it is what it is. It's not like I mean, I think we mock these movies, but at the time, I enjoyed them.
Yeah. Oh, I still enjoy it. Unabashedly love those Fantastic Four movies. The one with Chris Evans and Jessica Alba, and I can never pronounce the gentleman's name. Mr. Fantastic is Euford. What's he? I don't know what his name is. Sorry.
Yeah, I know who you mean.
Yeah, he's a good actor. I like him.
My head around it.
Yeah. Anyway, so before we just start jumping between panels, in a nutshell, it's a very simple premise, isn't it, Rebecca? Basically,
really
like many Galactus things, he's looking for a herald. He goes for Khonshu first, and
and that
Khonshu
does not go well.
Doesn't go well. Khonshu actually does well for a bit. I thought he's actually going to do very well, but Galactus smites him quite.
I mean, Galactus is a much bigger deal, right?
Yeah, no, he is.
It's gonna,
Oh, come on, he's a deity, god of the moon. He's got to be.
I mean, come on.
But no, he doesn't. And I should, before we go any further, of course, spoilers. It is a new comic, so turn off if you don't want to hear the rest.
Yeah.
But anyway, very simple premise. Galactus looking for a herald. Khonshu refuses. Galactus kind of kills him. But before Khonshu dies, he kind of sends out a message to Moon Knight, and he wants him to kind of almost just avenge his death, right?
Yeah.
Inadvertently, Galactus says, hang on, maybe you can be my herald instead, and makes Moon Knight the herald, and he comes up against the fallen heralds, which are the other heralds. A fight ensues.
Trucking around, doing their thing.
Oh yeah, nice classic, Silver Surfer, as you mentioned, Frankie Ray Nova, Fire Lord, and Terax, I think was the other one.
Yeah, Terax.
All before culminating in, we've got to stop Galactus because he's eating planets, and that's basically it, really. But
that is basically it. I mean, you've got to stop him because we don't want him to eat the Earth, but we should probably. There's a wider debate. Maybe we should stop him anyway.
yeah, exactly. And I mean, to be honest, I'm looking forward to the other ones, Rebecca, but I can't see how the others will differ too much in premise. Probably be the same.
No, I mean, obviously with Moon Knight, you get the alters coming into it, but also the fact that he was a mercenary and he has been responsible for many deaths. So there's a slight different kind of thing in there. It's like slightly different.
And what did you overall impressions? What did you make of this issue?
I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought the
Mm.
ending was a little bit abrupt. Like I would have liked another page to sort of tie it up a bit better. But yeah, I had a really good time with that. I mean, like much better than I thought I would.
Yeah, I echo your thoughts as well. In the fact that I really enjoyed. I was kind of semi looking forward to it, Rebecca. One, because I do like, I do like what ifs, and obviously with Moon Knight, and the scale has, magnified with Galactus. So it's like, yeah, okay, this will be cool. This will be fun, and it delivered. It delivered everything I was kind of expecting. It was good, solid art. It wasn't too tricky with story, but I guess with this premise, you don't really need to be complicated. I guess you could, but like it's more about. Yeah, it's more about the idea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more about like, let's play with this idea. What if you transformed? And then you have fun with it. So yeah, looking at something, I mean, I really enjoyed, again, like the colors, the art surprised me actually. It was a lot more detailed and I guess thorough with the stuff. Like, look at like Khonshu in the opening page.
I mean, because you've got Khonshu in all his bandages, so you've got like there's a fair amount of detail there.
Yeah, and he actually hurts Galactus, which is really cool.
Which is nice.
Galactus is like, what is this? What is this feeling? Oh, it's pain.
What is this feeling? It's great.
Yeah, but the awesome fight scenes as well, and obviously to kind of create the magnitude of the scales of them, because they're kind of like kaijus, aren't they, Rebecca? I mean, Khonshu's pretty big as well.
Yeah.
He's really got no definable size. I guess he just goes as big as he can when he needs to. But yeah, Galactus makes short work of him. I really enjoyed the look of Moon Knight, but I don't know. It's really interesting how do you think? How am I going to say this, Rebecca? How do you think the altars were used or portrayed in this issue?
I don't think it was too bad, actually. I think there was one phrasing that I was like they talk about taking over piloting, which seems similar to fronting, right?
Yeah, true.
He says he's all of them in one.
Yeah, that's true. That's quite
I like that there was some. You could almost tell when he changed. Like, so he says he lets Stephen take the front when he wants to be charming. There's one bit when he's in the city or somewhere where he makes a real Jake comment about like getting in the cab or something.
Getting in the cab, yeah. That's actually, I think he's as a Herald already. There's a really funny.
Yeah, I think it's when he's a Herald, and I thought it was really, really fun.
Well, he's got the he's got the head of Jake. Like, where is it? Let me find it. So there's really cool because as he kind of changes between the altars, like the head changes basically. So you can see here when he meets up with. Oh, again, sorry for people looking on at the video. You can see when he looks at Terrax and Silver Surfer, he's got marks. I'm assuming head on there. But here's the one is really cool where he goes and he talks in that kind of really, I don't know, colloquial kind of.
Well, just that kind of like, just
see ya, like kind of like the thing, right? See you around, kids. Time to catch a fare uptown.
Yeah,
and it's actually got Jake in his hat, in his handicap hat, in the Moon Knight costume on a Silver Surfer board, bashing Terrax, which I think is pretty cool.
Does he have his fake mustache with him?
Exactly. I wonder
what the people want to know. Did he bring it to space?
Well, in the
I
page
don't think
before,
so.
Well,
but he is there in that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the bottom of the page, he does have his.
And the bottom of the page too. He has got it as well. So I mean, it was good. I think the introduction of the Fallen Heralds was fun because you had to introduce a few more characters, right? I mean, otherwise it gets pretty lonely. Obviously, the Silver Surfer was going to be there, but I didn't expect. Actually, I know it sounds silly, but I didn't expect the other heralds to be there.
Yeah, I've not really paid it a lot of attention, so it's just like it's kind of good to know. But it's also nice because they're the ones acting as Mark's conscience, like because Mark already doesn't really want to destroy another world.
No, he doesn't. He's good at heart.
but
Yeah.
they also come and say, no, we're not going to let you, or you shouldn't do this. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's always funny to see how they justify making them fight. You know what I mean? Because the fallen heralds are obviously kind of what we want as a reader, because they're trying to stop the Herald of Galactus searching out and seeking out a planet to kill billions of people.
But also, he
Uh,
does some serious damage to them.
He does, yeah. And actually, speaking of which, jumping forward, Galactus does huge damage to them
Yeah.
towards the end, which surprises me, and which you can do in What If, of course.
Yeah.
And it should be remembered also as well, putting on my total geek hat here, Rebecca, that when Galactus makes someone a herald, it is like an iota of his power. So you think of how powerful the Silver Surfer is, like hugely powerful. That is like a drop in the ocean, because of course Galactus wouldn't give the heralds as much power as he has, right? So he only gives them a smidgen of
No,
what he
and
has.
that's what was interesting. So Moon Knight gets different powers depending which altar's fronting.
I found that very interesting. Like,
Which
I
I
thought,
think is veering close to Bendis,
right, yeah,
but without being as utterly ridiculous as Bendis.
yeah.
Like I feel, but they do combine. Like at
Yeah.
one point he has all of them, and I like that, and I wonder if that's a kind of thing about the altars coming together to act together. But I thought that was probably, I guess that was the one where I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. Obviously, again, we would need to get people with DID to really comment on it. But I thought that was interesting and something that they probably, well, I mean, they couldn't do with any other characters.
Yes.
That they're using in these What Ifs. So as a sort of exploration, I thought it was interesting. I also, again, we're back to Frankie and Marlene.
Mm. Oh, yeah, Frenchie, you mean? Oh, yeah,
Frenchie. Sorry, I've been watching The Traitors, where there's a very prominent person called Frankie in the British Traitors. So if you watch UK Traitors, look out for Frankie. But yeah, Frenchie and Marlene back. So that's again, we're sort of jumping between, like, so that's how we know we're definitely not in our universe current timeline. So
yeah, that's a really good point about. It actually surprised me that Segura chose like that aspect of Moon Knight for how to intertwine that with the power cosmic, i.e. the altars. I was actually, because when it opened up as well with Khonshu, I was assuming that, he'd lean into more the Egyptian side of Moon Knight, and somehow, Moon Knight becomes a herald, but he taps into all the other Egyptian deities or something, and that's how he kind of. So
that
it was really
mad, like if another Egyptian deity stepped up. But I guess
yeah.
he has the power of Moon Knight, so that kind of makes sense that he'd only get access to Moon Knight stuff.
True, yeah, true. But yeah, it was very interesting here. So there's that one panel which I think you were referencing, Rebecca. It's got Moon Knight with kind of all the faces there. It says, my powers, different ones activate when my other selves take over, but I can't control it. Feel my hold on each thread slipping away as Grant Lockley and Mr. Knight strain for control, for power. So yeah, it seemed like the power cosmic has some sort of effect on the altars, and they all kind of, maybe it's like something that's quite nice to have. So they're all kind of like vying for that the front.
I'd love
front
to
and
know.
center.
I'd love to know which powers each of them had.
I know, yeah,
However,
yeah.
I found that a little bit frustrating. Is like there wasn't
Yeah.
enough time to show us. But maybe some of the fights, if I looked at it more carefully and looked at who was in charge or who was fronting, I could tell. But I mean, like that would have been just another interesting thing I would have liked to know. Like what was Segura thinking would be each of their powers. So
well, it's funny, isn't it? Like, because like What Ifs always, I mean, not always, but they more often than not leave things open, and the ending has the end with the question mark, and Moon Knight eyes open, and then you can also see the cosmic kind of
cosmic
thing.
costume.
Yeah, in him. So that's pretty cool. I'd love to see more of this again, as well as like in the climax. It kind of it threw me a bit as well, because what Moon Knight does, he actually spans the cosmos, and he goes speeds, I guess, greater than light and stuff, and he ends up in the future. So it just reminded me straight. Yeah, it reminded me straight away of in some ways Ash from Army of Darkness. You know, he kind of is like, he's gone too far ahead, and it's like, oh gosh, like I'm assuming he just wanted to go home, so he's kind of stuck in the future. But that's where he has that final confrontation with Galactus, and the fallen heralds arrive. But yeah, surprisingly, and you can do this in What If issues, they all get wiped out. The first one being, I think, Firelord just gets
like
swooned away. Yeah. And you don't see much of Terrax, but you assume Galactus has squashed him. And speaking of squashed, he grabs Silver Surfer, and before you know it, where is it? I'm going backwards. Sorry. Before you know it, he squashes the Silver Surfer into nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, just like a silver squelch. So in the end, I think I agree with you as well. It was all pretty quick, and it wasn't really well described. I mean, Moon Knight says he's got one shot. He's only got one shot at this. And for me, again, my geeky mind thinking, well, he's summoning all his power, right? But it's still only a fraction of what Galactus has, even though it's kind of, you know. So he has this one shot, and I think he goes for Galactus's eye, and then he shoots him more again and again. And we got Frankie Nova helping out as well. The end of the day, Galactus says, "Oh, I had enough of this. You guys are annoying. Okay, I won't eat your planet then. It's too much effort. Off I go." And yeah, it's left with Moon Knight kind of exhausted, as you said, Rebecca, and then he kind of wakes up with the end.
And just to go on, like to continue. Kind of
yeah, I think I agree with you. That ending was really quick. I think maybe even more than one page, Rebecca, would have been good. How many? I'm going to have a look at this digital copy. 23 pages. So 22 is still standard. Like if it went up
normal,
to it's not. I know, but the issues are too short these days. If it went to like 26, 28 pages, I'd be pretty happy.
Yeah, I mean, really different. Like when you look at the old comics and how much story they can get in versus what we're down to now. And I know some of it's to keep the price. You know.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And you know, I guess the ads as well. But yeah, no, I mean, look, I think overall, Rebecca, art-wise, it looks really good. Look, there's that shot there of Moon Knight with he's even got like an ancient weapon. He's somehow
the weapon's amazing. It's also shown in more detail on the front cover. So
on the front cover.
Yeah, you can see it's proper.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's got. I noticed that on the front cover, Rebecca. There's like a little ball. What is that little ball over there? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't know. It's cool though.
I don't know. Anyway, I must say, Ron Lim draws a really good Moon Knight, but also does Eaton. Oh, sorry, Eaton and Campana.
Yeah.
Campana, they do really well. Just jumping back also as well, I just love the interaction here. Like this totally different tone, and again, hats off to Rachelle Rosenberg for the color change. When Moon Knight catches up with Khonshu, and Khonshu kind of has that last conversation with him, and then he kind of just dies. I thought that was a pretty nice, well written portion, because he says something like, he's never said. A few things are more unnerving than witnessing the death of a god. And I think that was kind of well put. And that's when Galactus kind of jumps at the opportunity to get Moon Knight. But I don't know, Rebecca, any other kind of points on the artwork or
it was pretty nice. I mean, it's all like it's better than, like you said, it is quite detailed, and there's a lot of different characters who are quite have to look quite unique. Like we've got 2 fiery ones and Silver Surfer. I thought Frankie looked great. Coloring's great, Rachelle. You rock.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Silver Surfer's got a beard as well.
Silver
It's
Surfer,
pretty
yeah. It's that put me off a lot.
it's kind of
I thought for this kind of thing where you just jump in, you have no idea what to expect. I thought it was really good. So I was very
yeah.
impressed. Quite happy with it.
I'm interested to know whether the Fallen Heralds or something will appear in all the other issues as well, whether they'll become like regular cast members. Because I can only imagine, you know, kind of rinse and repeat. You get the same thing, right? Galactus approaches Gambit, or he approaches the Hulk, and
Yeah,
then
I
you have
mean,
all the
I mean, Gambit. I think it's going to be Gambit's one I'd definitely read. That's
yeah.
fun. It's
Rogue
fun
will
that
be
there's
interesting.
also
Yeah,
Rogue. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I don't really care about the Hulk. Not because I don't care about the Hulk. Don't get me wrong. Because I know we have Hulk fans. I
yeah.
just don't know how much I want to see him as a Herald. Like I think he's already very powerful,
Yes,
and
yeah,
I don't know how interesting it'll be. But however, if it's to do with like power and what you do with it, the Hulk's always quite interesting for that.
yeah.
Because he's such a good person. Like so
Well, just I guess how it mixes in with that gamma and all
mhm.
that, and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Even Gwen Stacy would be cool. I
I
think.
mean, maybe. I think Marvel have like blown a lot of her stuff where they could have been more interesting, but I will certainly probably give all of these a look.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, this was pretty good. Out of our rating system, what would you give this, Rebecca?
7.5. Good solid
Yeah,
book.
I,
Not one that I would say you must go out and buy,
yeah,
but pretty solid. I
yeah,
change how I do this every time, by the way.
yeah. I'd give it a good solid 7 as well. I think it's really fun while you're having, and it's it's like compact, and it's a kind of like a one shot, and there's there's nothing tying you to it, other than just having a good time. So
Yeah.
I think it does exactly that. And if anything, the points will be detracted from, I guess, the pacing towards the end.
Yeah,
And
that's my biggest issue with it is that I just feel like could have done more.
yeah, and maybe along the way, I don't know, maybe yeah, because the Fallen Heralds came in, and then you'd want some time to flesh them out. Then all of a sudden, everything kind of shifts quickly, and before you know it, it's the end. It just seemed like things were just getting started when you had that confrontation with the Fallen Heralds. But yeah, we ran out of paper space. So yeah, that was it. It's a tricky thing. Like we've done before, Rebecca, Black, White, and Blood. Those compact stories where they're what, 8 pages, like 9 pages, and
Yeah. It's not even
like
that.
that's
Some of them shorter, some of them longer. Yeah.
yeah. And the writers have gone on to say that that is can be very challenging to keep it quite complete, but at that short length. Yeah, I just feel this one may have needed to be, I don't know, tightened up a bit more, in order to kind of maybe fix that quick ending.
Yeah.
But yeah. Other than that, I think it was beautiful. It was really nice to see.
Mhm.
And it seemed like Moon Knight now, it's a stock standard. He just glows like the moon light like bounces off him all the time. And it obviously works with him as a cosmic entity too. Oh yeah, I would have loved to seen, I would have also loved to seen more of his power. I mean, it was alluded to. That's one of the things I love about seeing Silver Surfer, because he's got the power cosmic, and he can do fantastic things, and you see little bits here and there what he can do. Moon Knight here, nothing was really defined. And as you say, Rebecca, I might have to kind of look at it again during the fight scenes and maybe see.
I wonder if there's a tie up. Like, is there
Yeah,
one that like pulls them all together at the end? And because that
yeah.
would be interesting, right?
There's this one thing that kind of I was like, oh, that's cool, where he steals Silver Surfer's board. I thought the board was
I love
very
that.
much, yeah, but I thought it was
I
very
always
much.
love when they do that.
But it's kind of like, to me, it's tantamount to taking Mjolnir, off
I
Thor.
mean,
I thought,
yeah, it's pretty harsh.
yeah, but he somehow does it, and I wonder if that's tied into his power or not, like his his uniqueness.
Maybe that's what Jake's power is, to steal any
Any transport.
transport system.
Master of public
That'd be
transport. Yeah.
amazing. By the way, if we're ever like pitching a hero, amazing. Let's do it. I can just conjure up any mode of transport
Yeah.
or steal.
A hot air
When I say
balloon.
conjure up.
But I like the touches with Eaton and Campana, with again, like the thing of depicting all the altars visually in Moon Knight by like having him a combined face, but also like with the cosmic Moon Knight to change the head. I thought that was kind of both humorous
I like that a
and
lot, yeah.
unique. Yeah, it's quite unique because you can easily just like, it'd be easier, I'm assuming, for artists to just put the hood and the mask on.
Always,
Yeah,
right?
but to actually do the faces, I think is full on respect for that. So Loonies, I know I would definitely recommend this, Rebecca.
Yeah. I mean,
I-
I would say it's probably worth reading them all in one shot on
Yep.
Marvel Unlimited, but because they're all going to be fun. But I think of some of the Moon Knight randoms, this is one of the more enjoyable ones.
Yeah. There's one other question I will ask, I guess, Rebecca, as well. It was hard to glean from this issue whether or not there are connecting threads, apart from obviously Galactus being the collective. But
yeah, it doesn't really say if they are or not. So.
I wonder story wise, if there's anything, because like Moon Knight has ended up in the future, I'm pretty sure here. So I don't know, maybe that has some bearing in another one. I don't know.
You know.
But we'll have to see. But definitely recommend it. Wait for it on Marvel Unlimited if you want, but for sure, give it a go. It's worth it, just for fun. Bring your popcorn. That's it's all good. So Rebecca, I think that pretty much wraps the latest issue of Moon Knight. We've certainly got future ones coming, of course, the Fist of Khonshu, the regular series that will be out, but you and I will be doing a smattering of different issue reviews.
Yeah.
Not only issues as well. I think maybe whilst you're OS, looking at doing Rivals sometime as well.
Yeah, nice.
See what we can do, but we'll keep the new reviews coming. Let us know what your thoughts are. I have put in a discussion. I'm just gonna have a look here. Look, if we don't get your feedback this episode, we'll be sure to kind of give you a shout out in the next episode that we are able to. I'm just gonna have a quick little peek just in case. Nothing as yet, but that's good. Plenty of time. I've just put that in. Let us know your thoughts on what if Galactus transformed Moon Knight. These things are always a little bit hard to, I guess, to slot into the scheme of things, because it is like a one-shot thing, and it's an alternate universe, and it doesn't tie into his ongoing. So, for the hardcore fans, it's hard to kind of place it, other than it's a bit of fun. But always good to hear from you. You can actually reach us on, I'm not going to put it up, but you can reach us on email at feedback@itkmoonnight.com. We're on Facebook, we're on Blue Sky, Discord as well, and YouTube, where you can see these videos. Go check it out. Have I missed anything else, Rebecca? X, I think, but I'm really not that active on X.
Going there much anymore.
Yeah. But just drop us a line in any of those. It's always fun. Discord's always a fun place as well. Say hello. We're always about. Rebecca, is there anything that you want to shout out or let the listeners know?
No.
No, nothing.
It's an unusual one for me, but no.
No, that's fair enough. There are links in the show notes of all the collective shows and the shows that Rebecca and I are involved in. Go check that out. Like I mentioned earlier in the show, the last Tuesday of this month, I'll be on the Capes and Lunatics Ultimate Spidercast. As mentioned, I'll be there with Phil and Justin, talking Ben Reilly issues 4 and 5 of the Peter David run. Very, very fun indeed. God, I can't remember when that was. 2017, I think, or 18, something like that. 2017.
That's crazy.
was a while ago. Yeah, but it's still a very fun run. Go check it out. Rebecca, always fun to see you. I guess I'll
Always.
catch you next time, of course.
Yeah.
And for those of you loonies out there, thanks so much for watching. And as always, may Khonshu watch over the denizens of the night. Catch you later.
Bye.